Whether it be two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, you know the drill. It does not matter what you drive. This is your All-Terrain Nation, and I'm your host, David Boyd, alongside Kelly Boyd. And today, we're going to kind of cross-compare these two vehicles. This is a 2021 Jeep Gladiator Willys edition. You get the cool mud tires, you're getting some of the Rubicon features like the rock rails, stuff like that, but it's not fully there. This, on the other hand, is a 2021 Badlands Sasquatch package. You're getting 35-inch tires, Kelly. You're getting all kinds of fun stuff. Of course, we've added the winch and the bumpers to each one of these because we can't keep anything stock.
No.
But I want to go through these vehicles and kind of compare the two. While the idea, Kelly, they're similar, right?
Yeah, they're similar. And before you attack us in the comments, we know that we're comparing apples and oranges to an extent, but there are some similarities that I'd like for you to see and compare and see which one you like a little bit more than the other.
That's right. But do you like apples? Because I've got apples and oranges here. So let's jump right into this. And there's some good things about both of these vehicles, and there's some kind of bad things about both of these vehicles. So let's get into it right now.
All right, guys. So we're going to talk about the 2021 full-size four-door Bronco Sasquatch with a 2.7. So we're going to talk about a few things that I like about this, and then we're going to talk about a few things that I wish we had done a little differently on the Ford side. So first, I love the MGV seats. So I know a lot of people are like, why do I want marine grade vinyl? I love these because Dave doesn't like to know this, but there's been a few things spilled in the seats, and guess what? Super easy to clean up with just a baby wipe. Cloth, you're going to be one and done. You're going to have to clean them and everything else. So all the moms out there and the dads, this is all good, let me tell you.
We got cloth seats in this. Now, this is one of the differences of the trims. It's not specifically, you know, that we're not A and B in these completely the same, but the cloth seats are actually really nice, except when you're on long distance drives. This thing has just, the seats, there's something about them. They're just super firm, and they're just kind of, after about an hour and a half, they're just kind of hard on your butt.
So one thing I really love about this is actually the soft top itself and how easy it is. I know there was a lot of naysayers saying I will absolutely not get a soft top, but pop it easy, then literally pop it back and you're ready to go.
Hard top, love it. It's quiet in this. It's not, let's be honest though, this style vehicle, I don't care if it's a Bronco or the Wrangler, they are slightly more noisy than any other vehicle. But the cool thing about this one is, oh, I can take the hard top off. So you just hop in. Shit. I gotta go to the other side first. That's one of the problems with this. So I can come over here, I can unlatch a few things, and bam, maybe. And look, I have a hard top off. Crap, now I gotta run over here. Come on, Jeep, you're supposed to be awesome. And now, I only have half the hard top down.
Another thing, of course, talk about goat mode. We all know that there's goat modes, and each of them has a little different on each of the models, but we really love the goat mode on this. This has been really fun on the snow days. I love the 4 Auto. 4 Auto is great on those snow days, and we even have a slippery option on our goat mode, so I really like that. I've got to try it out a little bit more, but I'm a big fan.
When you think about the Jeep, you just think about it's simple, right? Like you got a transfer case. Now it is electronic, but it's sort of manual. You pull on it, you know when you do it.
We'll go ahead and switch to some of the things that I wish that were a little different. We hear this all the time, but 2 cup holders, folks. 2 cup holders in the entire thing. I know I'm going to hear from people that go, well, my Bronco has 4. Well, you know why your Bronco has 4? Because you have leather seats and you have an armrest that pops down. We don't have that in an MGV. You have to get leather in order to get that. So that's a big deal for me. You know, I didn't think it was a huge deal until you go through the drive-through and you're by yourself, and then you have to figure out where you're going to put all the cups. So that's one thing for me.
Oh, look, I'm in the back of this vehicle. Oh, I've got these drinks. What do I do with them? Oh, look. Wow, they thought of everything. Look, we got heater vents as well because, well, you know, the old Bronco, they don't have the heater vents back there either. I guess Jeep wins this one.
Your built-in aux switches. We come from an off-roading world where we had to figure out where to put the aux switches, but the fact that that's built in and all I have to do is figure out what accessories I want to put on there, that's a huge deal for me.
All right, yeah, one of the cool things about this thing is also one of the bad things about it. This old trusty thing, guess what? It doesn't have, there's no switches up here. You don't get the kind of cool switches till you get them down here in like the Rubicon package, and then you can get some switches, but for now, this is just, well, just an empty slot. All right, so look at this. This is the 2.7 liter EcoBoost V6, and it's not just a cool V6. Being an EcoBoost, it's twin turbo, or this one's twin turbo. Now everybody thinks it's the exact same motor that they're putting in the F-150. It's not, it's just slightly different, which there's been some hit or misses with this. This is maybe a ding on this vehicle is, well, there's been some early detonations on the 2.7. We've been real easy on this, and except for Miss Hot Pants over here, who likes to get into a vehicle. Kelly, 330 horsepower, lots of, I think it's 400 foot-pounds of torque. Whew. Lots of fun on the highway, right?
Yes. I was really good in the break-in phase, so don't worry, guys. We didn't blow up the motor early, but yeah, this has a get up and go like nothing I've ever had in an SUV. You put it on the floor and it actually goes. So
yes.
Big fan of the motor.
Lots of torque. Now you do have to use, being a turbo, you do have to use premium fuel, within the Jeep you don't. You can use regular gasoline and you're gonna get the same amount of power. Now on the highway, you know, this being the Sasquatch package, it's been a little thirsty. Now we've got a video, we'll throw a link above, where we got like 21 something out of this thing, Kelly. A lot of mileage out of it, but guess what? We never went over really 50, I think, in it. Where I think dailying the Jeep is gonna be probably a little bit more practical.
It is, it's a little bit more practical just in general. I've seen it on the average per gallon. When we're in there versus, yeah, right now I think I'm getting about 13 in the Bronco.
All right, part of the cool old school charm is getting into this thing, which is not as old school as you would think. I'm gonna let Kelly hit the switch because we figured it out. We don't get in this thing very often, but where is our bar? Oh wait, it's up here. I always forget that Jeep put it up there instead of the normal place. All right, so what we got in this thing is just a very, very simple 3.6 liter V6 engine Jeep. They use this in anything with Stellantis. It's a tried and true motor with this thing, and it's basic. It's got plenty of power. Now, do I wish this thing had a little bit more power? I just like a lot of power, so yes, I do. If they made that V8 standard in this Gladiator, I think it'd be a heck of a platform, or if they just added maybe some turbskis to this. On the Bronco, you've got this, they did mimic the old Jeep's window slightly. Now the Jeep is super, super flat, and Jeep is known to have rock chips everywhere, just cracked windshields because, well, guess what? It's just freaking flat as can be, as you can see right there, and it's just like a magnet for rocks. But Kelly, what's happened to our beloved Bronco?
It happened on our last trip. We actually got our first rock chip.
We did.
At 4,600 miles.
4,600 miles, and I don't know if you can see it in the video there. There is a nice rock chip right in there, and it really wasn't, it didn't sound like a hard impact either.
No, honestly, I've had the similar sound of a rock chip hit before, and I was like, oh crap, and there wasn't one, so yes. I hate to say it, but we were kind of due for one after all the rock chips.
And we've taken them, probably both vehicles, on about similar trips.
Yeah,
we've done well over 1,000 miles going to Michigan in this one, and we just did about 1,000 miles on the
well, and I took it to Florida at one point. Yeah. So yeah, we've taken it quite equivalently.
And this one's been to Florida twice. So I would say almost identical trips for distances. And we've been real lucky with this. Now, well, some things are easier than others, but both vehicles are very, very capable. And they both serve kind of the same audience, but honestly a different audience. Now, Ford knows how to make independent front suspension just work. The Raptor versions, clearly there's a Raptor version of this thing coming in. Jeep knows that if you want to build the ultimate kind of rock crawler, this is probably a better option. Now, on the highway, talking about both these on the highway, Kelly, which do you give it to?
So I've done quite a bit of time in both vehicles. He'll tell you all day long I steal the newest vehicle that comes in the driveway.
She does.
So I've done quite a bit of miles on both vehicles, probably more than half that's on each odometer. And I've taken long trips in both of them. And honestly, hands down, the Bronco does so much better. It's
even
smoother.
with the bigger tires?
Yeah, even with the bigger tires. It's smoother, it doesn't sway. Like David said in other videos that we've done, that hands on the steering wheel, I can put one hand on the Bronco, but I feel like I have to keep two on the Jeep at all times.
Right, with this, the old school solid front axle, you have to participate in the drive. And while that's awesome off-road, I mean, really, if I have to, I'm gonna say the Jeep is probably, even this basic form of a Jeep, if I had a rear locker, I'm probably more comfortable off-road with it. But the Sasquatch package, you get everything. And it's basically, if you're the Jeep guy, this is the Rubicon of Jeeps. And while the soft top on this thing, as far as noise, people like complain, oh, it's so loud, it's so loud. I think either one, hard top or soft top, it's going to be slightly louder than normal, right, Kelly?
Just a little bit. You know, I mean, just because there's not that insulation of the hard top that you get, but overall, it's not significantly louder. We haven't noticed the difference.
So ultimately, I'm going to say it's a toss-up right now with the two vehicles. I know there's a lot more pluses and minuses we could get into. Aftermarket, Jeep wins all day long, but guess what? There is a lot of aftermarket coming for this. Brands that we've put on here, like Lifestyle Off-Road. There's 67 Designs, which makes cool phone holders for both vehicles. There's just probably more lift options right now for the Jeep, and it's a more known vehicle. But guess what? They're really coming on with this one. There's a bunch of aftermarket lifts now. When companies like 4 Wheel Parts and some of them want to jump to this, you know it's going to be a hit, Kelly. So which one do you want to kind of go take off-road?
Since I've wheeled the Gladiator and I haven't wheeled the Bronco, I'm a little scared to take the Bronco off just because she's so pretty.
Right.
Not from a capability perspective, because I know she's going to do it. It's just, she's so pretty, I don't want to mess her up. The Gladiator for me is just a little too long of a wheelbase.
Never liked wheeling trucks,
I've never liked wheeling trucks. I prefer to wheel SUVs.
So whether it be 2-wheel drive, Kelly,
4-wheel drive,
it does not matter what you drive, because I think both of these are fun to drive.
For sure.
And this has been your All Terrain Nation, and we are out. Peace, everybody. Love y'all.
See ya.